Welcome to my YouTube channel. Today's topic is animals that don't sleep. It might seem too hard to believe at first glance, but there are in fact some animals that require sleep in the same way humans do. Sleep is a puzzling phenomenon. It is clear that powering down into a passive state is beneficial for most living organisms, but it remains unclear to researchers why it has to take such a strange form. After all, humans spend roughly one-third of their lives snoozing. Some animals, such as koalas and sloths, spend nearly all of their time in a lull mode. So it is only natural to wonder, have any animals found a loophole? Are there animals that do not need to sleep? Well, the answers are a bit complicated. Let's comb through the kingdom and see what researchers have been able to glean. First of all, we know 9 animals that sleep the most. And dolphin, these happy-go-lucky marine mammals, does not need to sleep. For a period of time, newborn bottlenose dolphins do not sleep for the first month of their lives. The reason for this is simple. They have to resurface for air every 3 to 30 seconds. Trying to get some shut-eye in between those bursts would take the term micro-nap to a whole new level. During this extended period of wakefulness, their mothers will also stay alert to steer the ship and keep a close watch on their precious young. This same protocol has also been observed amongst killer whales. Even once dolphins mature, they still do not sleep in a clearly recognizable way. They literally sleep with one eye open in a process called uni-hemispheric sleep because they have to regulate their breathing consciously. One half of the dolphin's brain will stay awake at all times, while the other half rests, which side eventually gets to turn in, and by alternating periodically, an adequate sleep schedule is maintained without ever drifting into total unconsciousness. How these animals are able to function like this is truly baffling and is something animal scientists are still studying to this day. Next, fruit flies. These annoying pests are usually only ever thought about during the summer when they swarm across kitchen counters and in endless assault any fresh fruit and vegetables that might have been left out. However, despite most people thinking fruit flies are unremarkable and miserable creatures, they too share the same ability to stave off the need to sleep. Some insects sleep for extremely short periods. For instance, a small percentage of female fruit flies, Drosophila, were found to sleep for an average of 72 minutes per day, with one specimen found to sleep for only 4 minutes a day. Counter to other laboratory experiments involving sleep deprivation, these flies experienced no deleterious effects and lived just as long as the control group. Other insects are known to sleep very little, or alternatively, to enter into a torpor state which is similarly marked by lowered metabolism, body temperature, and alertness. Jellyfish. Ever since jellyfish have been able to be studied by modern science, there has been a fierce debate among experts over whether or not they were even capable of sleeping. To begin with, it was assumed for a long time that the various species of jellyfish were unable to actually sleep because this animal lack a centralized brain. Until recent studies demonstrated otherwise, it was thought that animals without a central nervous system, such as jellyfish, either did not need or were incapable of sleep. However, it was shown that jellyfish do enter a sleep-like state at night. Their pulsation and responsiveness to basic stimuli dropped noticeably for an extended period, which at least gave the appearance of sleep. They certainly would not enter the same sort of deep trance that humans and other mammals do, but some kind of mental and physical research does seem to take place. Bullfrogs. One experiment seemed to show that bullfrogs did not sleep since they reacted to stimuli in a similar manner at all times. However, this idea has been dispelled and replaced by the notion that they do snag intermittent moment of rest, though never sinking into a full intensity slumber. Whatever the case, this observation still only covers their active months. Bullfrogs get thoroughly caught up on sleep during their hibernation season. Number 5, and at least last of this topic, great frigate bird. The great frigate bird is another species capable of unhemispheric sleep. Unlike dolphin, great frigate bird can utilize this strategy whenever needed. Researchers were able to rig up a small device that measured brain activity and found that while performing long-distance transoceanic flights, these birds only slept in half their brains and only did so for an average of 42 minutes. Though direct evidence is lacking, it is assumed that other endurance flight birds must have creative way to sleeping on the fly. This ability that these marvelous birds have developed allows them to fly incredibly distance in what is essentially Mother Nature's version of autopilot.